We're doing our makeup with a sponge and our fingers today, so grab your makeup and let's get started. I'm starting with my contour on my cheekbones, my forehead, and my jawline. I'm just taking the pointed edge of that sponge and dipping it into my contour and applying it like so. Something to keep note of is that I got this sponge wet and wrung out all of the water, and there is no wet feel to it. It's just a very cold sponge. This is really important when applying makeup with this application. Another thing to note is that this sponge finger makeup application is very simple and really great for beginners, because all you have to do is apply with the sponge. You don't need any technique with the brush. You're just doing this pouncing, stippling motion with the sponge, and that's all that this takes. So it's very simple and very friendly. Also, the application is very smooth, so when you apply it, there's no streaks, no makeup marks that you can note. It's just really skin-like finish. Now you'll just see I'm just applying this to my jawline. Some of it I did swipe across, and then I go ahead and I stipple that on and spread it down. This is my bronzer called TANLINES. I'm just applying a really light bronzer today above my contour, just to give it a really pretty finish and add some color back into my face. Same stippling motion, and I'm taking it on the sides of my nose. You'll notice I'm adding color to my face first, which is a little bit different than usual that you will see with other people that apply makeup. I'm doing this to offset any discoloration in my face so that I don't have to use as much makeup. Now I can build color as I want it. I just, again, am keeping it a very light layer and just putting it in the areas that I need it. Now I'm just applying that to the high points of my forehead and just taking that across. I'll also be applying some down my neck to tie that color in, but you can see this color really matches my skin tone really well and just gives me a really natural bronzy finish. And there is no sparkles, there's no shine with this bronzer. It's just a matte finish. Now I'm going to take the bulbous end of the sponge and pinch it like so and put it into my lip and cheek color. This is what I'm going to be applying to my cheeks, not my lips today, just my cheeks. This is called Baby Watermelon, and I'm just doing that same motion. You'll notice I did turn the sponge over to the side and cleaned up some areas. So anytime you want to clean up an area, just use a clean side of the sponge. And just applying like so. So you can see it just added some beautiful color back to my face. Next, I'll be applying my foundation highlight. Now I'm going to go in and correct the discoloration. I've got a lot of melasma and freckling on the side of my jawline, which is not typical, but it's something that I have. Most of people's discoloration tends to be in the center of their face, and I have that as well, but I do have that melasma and discoloration on the side, so I like to start with that. And I did take the clean side of that sponge and applied that lighter color to my face on the pointed side of the sponge as well. If you don't have a tool like this, go get one. They're very affordable and you can get them anywhere. This one is called the PERFECTOR Sponge by Saint, so you can go onto the website that I'll have linked down below and grab this one. Now I'm just taking that sponge and cleaning up any areas or any extra makeup that I see. I am taking some of that TANLINES bronzer and applying it down below my bottom lip to use as a lip liner and to just give a natural pout. Next, I'm using my fingers. Now the finger section comes, and I'm applying the contour on the sides of my nose just to narrow that a bit. This is my brightening color, and I'm using my finger for underneath my eyes because I feel like the sponge is a little bit too big, and I just feel like I can get more detailed with my finger. You'll see later that I go in with my sponge and clean up any excess makeup that I might have, but I'm just tapping that color in on just the discoloration under my eyes. I'm not doing a full swipe. I'm just pinpointing certain areas and then blending that in so you can see that it matches the brightness of my under eye naturally. I also like to use this color as a primer on my eyelids for when I do eyeshadow. Today I'll be using my contour and my TANLINES bronzer to use as an eyeshadow, but I'm still using that brightening color to get rid of some discoloration on my eyelids that I have. And again, still tapping that in. Now I'm taking the clean side of that sponge and just removing any excess makeup that might be on there and just pressing that color in even more. I'll be applying it to my forehead just to brighten up that area. I don't have a lot of discoloration up there, but I do want to add a little bit of light. Another great option with this would be to spray it with setting spray after you've applied it or while you're applying it. Now I'm taking that brightening color down my nose just a bit, and then again still cleaning up and fixing any areas that I don't like. Now I'm gonna go in with the same bulbous side of that sponge and topping that lip and cheek color off with a color called Sunshine State. It's got a sparkly fleck to it, and then I'm also using that color for my lips. It's just a really pretty undertone pink with some gold flecks in it. Now I'm going to set underneath my eyes in any areas that I want to have more matte finish. I like to set my under eyes with a tiny bit of powder, not a whole ton, because I believe that it does dry out the skin. But I do like to set because I'm prone to eye bags, and the setting powder just helps to diminish that look. Because makeup is really good with color, but it's not so great with texture. So the powder helps to diminish the eye bags that are actually protruding. And again, just taking that powder all around where I want more of a matte finish. Now I'm taking that contour that I use. This is called Stone Contour. It's a little bit lighter than I normally use, but I wanted to use it for my eyes today, and I think it's a really pretty neutral color that kind of goes with the look. So I'm just applying that to my outer lid, as well as up on my brow bone where I tend to have a heavy hooded eye. So I'm just taking that color, starting on the outside, working my way in and up, and just distributing it with my finger. This is a cream formula, so it's going to blend really easily with the finger. Again, super easy for beginners to start out with. And then taking that color on the other side. Now, of course, you can use a brush for this too, if you are comfortable with the brush, but this application is just all about ease and all about showing you how simple this makeup is to apply with just a sponge and your fingers, if that's all you have as well. You'll notice I'll do a swiping motion, and then I'll go in and tap and just feather it out really, really lightly. I'm just using a really light touch with my finger. Then I'm going to go top it off with the tan line color afterwards, and then up on the brow bone I am using that lip and cheek, the Sunshine State lip and cheek, just to give it a little pop. Then I'm taking the contour on my under eyes, that darker color, and just applying it on my lower lash line to make my eyes look a little bit bigger. And then I am setting my eyelids with powder because I do have hooded eyes, so I want to make sure there's no creasing. And this is what it looks like on my face. And then of course mascara. And I'm just applying 2 coats of mascara today. And then that's the finished look, guys. I hope that you guys like this application. Let me know if you guys try it. Please like and subscribe if you like this, and I will see you guys next week with another video. Bye.